29 Sri Sai Satcharitra English Stories of number 1 Chennai Bhajan Mela. Second, Tendulkar's father and son. Third, Dr. Captain Hatte. Fourth, Vaman Narvekar. This chapter describes other interesting and wonderful stories of Sai Baba. First one, Chennai Bhajana Mandali. It was in the year 1916 when a Chennai's Bhajan Mela party of Ramdasi Pant started on a pilgrimage to the holy city of Benares. The party consisted of a man, his wife, daughter, and sister-in-law. Unfortunately, their names are not mentioned. On their way, the party heard that there lived in a Shirdi Ahmednagar district a great saint named Sai Baba, who was God realized and who was very generous and distributed money every day to his bhaktas and to skillful persons who went and showed their talent there. A lot of money in the form of dakshina was collected daily by Sai Baba, and out of this amount he gave daily 1 rupee to a 3-year-old girl Amani, the daughter of a bhakta by Sai Baba, and Kondaji to rupees 2 to 5, some 6 rupees to Jamali, the mother of Amani, and other 10 rupees to 20 or even 50 to other bhaktas, as he pleased. On hearing all this, the party came to Shirdi and stayed here. The Mela did a very good bhajan and sang very good songs, but inwardly they desired money. 3 of the party were full of avarice, AVARICE, Durasa, Rokala Meda Achasa. But the lady, her mistress, was of a very different nature. She had regard and love for Baba. Once it so happened that when the noonday Arati was going on, Baba was much pleased with her faith and devotion and gave her vision of her Ishta, chosen deity, to her Baba, appeared as a Sita Nath Ram, while to all others the usual Sainath. On seeing her beloved deity, she was very much moved. Tears began to flow from her eyes, and she clapped her hands in joy. The people began to wonder at her joyful mood but were not able to guess its cause. Late in the afternoon, she disclosed everything to her husband. She told him how she saw Sri Ram in Sai Baba. He thought that she was a very simple and devout, Shraddha Bhaktula Kalgina woman, and her seeing a Ram might be a creation of her mind. He ignored her, saying that it was not possible that she alone should see Ram, while they all see Sai Baba there. She did not resent this remark, as she was fortunate enough to Get Ram Darshan. As and when her mind was calm and composed and free from of avarice. AVARIC, Durasa, Rokalamida Achasa. Wonderful vision. Things were going on like this when the husband got a strange vision in his dream. One night he was in a big city. The police there had been arrested him, tied his hands with a rope and put him up in a cage lockup. As the police were tightening the grip, he saw Sai Baba standing quite aside near the cage. On seeing Baba so close, he said in a plaintive tone, Sada Seda Swaram, someone or something with a pleading or sorrowful, desperate tone. After hearing your fame, I resorted to your feet. Why should a calamity befall me when you are standing here in person? Baba said, you must suffer the consequences of your action. He said, I have not done anything in this life which would bring such a misfortune on me. Baba said, if not in this life, you must have committed some sin in your past life. He replied, I do not know anything of my past life, but assuming that I did commit some sin in then, why should it not be burnt and destroyed in your presence as happens to dry grass before fire? Baba, have you got such faith? Yes, he said. Baba then asked him to close his eyes. No sooner did they shut them than he heard a thumping sound of something falling down, and after opening his eyes, he saw that he was free and the police fallen down bleeding. Being much frightened, he began to look at Baba, who said, now you are well caught. Officers will now come and arrest you. Then he begged, there is no other savior except you. Save me anyhow. Then Baba again asked him to close his eyes. He did so, and when opened them again, saw that he was free out of the cage and that the Baba was by his side. He then fell at Baba's feet. Baba then asked him, is there any difference between this namaskar and your previous one? Think well and then reply. He said, there is a lot of difference. My former namaskars were offered with the object of getting money from you, but the present namaskar is one offered to you as God. Besides, earlier I thought resentfully that you, being a Mohammedan, were spoiling the Hindus. Baba, do you not believe in your mind in Mohammedan gods? He said no. Then Baba said, have you not got a panja emblem of hand in your house? And do you not worship the same in Tabat, Tabut, that is Muharram festival? Also, there is in your house another deity by name Kabaddi, Kadbidi, Kadbibi, whom you propitiate, Propitiate, Prayachittam, Anugraham, Kanikaram, and appease. APPAC, Bujjaginchu, Santi Cheyu, on marriage occasion and other festivals, is it not so? He admitted all this. Then Baba said, what more do you want? Then a desire arose in his mind to get the darshan of his Guru Ramdas when Baba asked him to turn back and see. And when he turned around, lo, Ramdas was in front of him. No sooner did the bend to fall at his feet, Guru Ramdas vanished. Then he inquisitively asked Baba, you look old, do you know your age? Baba, what do you say? I am old, just race with me and see. On saying this, Baba began to run and two followed. Baba disappeared in the dust raised by his footsteps while running, and at that moment man was awakened. After waking up, he began to think seriously about the dream vision. His mental attitude was completely changed and he realized the greatness of Baba. After this, his doubting tendencies disappeared and pure devotion to Baba's feet descended on his mind. The vision was a mere dream, but the question and answers therein were most significant and interesting. Next morning, when all assembled in the masjid for Arati, Baba gave him a prasad, 2 rupees worth of sweet meat and also 2 rupees from his packet and blessed him. He made him stay there for a few more days and gave him his blessing, saying, Allah God will give you plenty and he will do you all good. He did not get more money and there be, but he got far better things, with Baba's blessing which stood him in good stead. STAED, మంచి స్థితి, స్థిరముగా, దృఢముగా, నిలకడగా, in the place of someone or something. She conducted the meeting in his stead. All along, the party got plenty of money afterwards, and their pilgrimage was successful as they did not suffer any trouble or inconvenience during their journey. They all returned home safe, thinking of Baba's words and blessings and the Anand bliss they experienced by his grace. The story illustrates one of the methods which Baba followed in some cases to improve and reform his devotees. Tendulkar family's second one. They lived in a Bandra, a suburb of Mumbai. A Tendulkar family, all the members of which were devoted to Baba, Miss Savitri Bai Tendulkar has published a Marathi book named Sri Sainath Bhajan Mala, containing 800 abhangas and padas describing the Leelas of Baba. It is a book worth reading by those who are interested in Baba. The son Baba Tendulkar was studying hard day and night and wanted to appear for the medical examination. He consulted some astrologers. On examining his horoscope, they told him that the stars were not favorable that year and that he should appear for the examination next year when he would not be certainly successful. This cast a gloom, gloom, chikati vicharamu dukkamu, over him and made him restless. A few days afterwards, his mother went to Shirdi and saw Baba. Amongst other things, she mentioned the gloomy and morose, morose, morato, ill-tempered condition of her son, who was to appear for the examination in a few days. On hearing this, Baba said to her, tell your son to believe me. to throw aside horoscopes and predictions of astrologers and palmists and go on with his studies. Let him appear for the examination with a calm mind. He is sure to pass this year. Ask him to trust me and not to get disappointed. The mother returned home and communicated Baba's message to her son. Then he had studied hard and in due course appeared for the examination. In the written papers he did well, but being overtaken by doubts, he thought that he would not secure sufficient marks for passing. So he did not care for appear for the oral examination. But the examiner was after him. He sent word through a fellow student stating that he had passed in the written examination and that he should appear for the oral. The son successful in it also. Thus he got through the examination that year successfully by Baba's grace. Through the stars were against him as indicated. It is to be noted here that doubts and difficulties surrounded us just to move us and confirm our faith. We are tested as it were. If we only hold on steadily to Baba with full faith and continue our endeavors, will be ultimately crowned with success. The father of this boy, Raghunath Rao, was serving in some foreign mercantile firm in Mumbai. As he grew old, he was not able to attend to his work properly, and so he had to take leave and rest. As he did not improve during the period of leave, a further extension of leave or premature retirement from service was inevitable. Jaragaka tappani, inevitable. The chief manager of the firm decided to retire him on pension as he was an old and a reliable servant. The question regarding the amount of pension to be given was under consideration. He was getting 150 rupees per month and this pension, that is half amount, which anxious about this matter, and this pension, that is half amount with 75 rupees, would not be enough to meet the expenses of the family, so they were all anxious about this matter. 15 days before the final settlement, Baba appeared to Mrs. Tendulkar in her dream and said, I wish that rupees 100 rupees should be settled as a pension. Will this satisfy you? She replied, Baba, why ask me this? We fully trust in you. Though Baba said rupees 100 rupees, still he was given 10 rupees more, that is 110 rupees as a special case. Such wonderful love and care did Baba exhibit towards his bhaktas. Capital Hate, third one. Capital Hate, who was staying in Bikaner, was a great devotee of Baba. Once Baba appeared to him in his dream and said, Did you forget me, Hate? Then immediately held Baba's feet and replied, If a child forgets his mother, how could he be saved? Then Hate went into the garden and took out fresh Vala Papidi, Gor Chikurikai vegetable, and after arranging Siddha, SHIDHA, ghee, wheat flour and dal, and Dakshina, was about to offer all these to vegetable, and after Baba, when he was awakened and came to know that the whole thing was a dream, then he decided to send all these things to Baba at Shirdi. When he came to Gwalior some days afterwards, he sent 12 rupees by money order to a friend with instructions that 2 rupees should be spent in buying Siddha and articles and wall papadi vegetables, and those should be offered to Baba with rupees 10 as dakshina. The friend went to Shirdi and purchased the things mentioned, but wall papadi was not available. In a short time, a woman turned up with a basket on her head, which curiously enough contained the wall papadi vegetables. It was purchased, and then all the things were offered to Baba on behalf of the captain Hate. Mr. Nimunkar prepared the Naivedya. All the people were surprised to see that Baba, while during took and ate wal papadi and did not touch the rice and other things. Hate's joy knew no bounds when he learned this from his friend. Consecrated rupee. At another time, Captain Hate wished that he should have in his house a rupee consecrated Pavitram Cheyuta, CONSECRATED. By Baba with his touch, he came across a friend who was bound for Shirdi. Through him, Hate sent his rupee. The friend went to Shirdi and after his usual situation, gave first his dakshana which Baba accepted. Then he gave Hate's rupee which Baba took in his hand and began to gaze tadekanga chuchu at it. He held it in front, tossed it up with his right thumb and played with it. Then he said to the friend, return this to its owner. Then with the prasad of Budi, tell him that I want nothing from him. Ask him to live in peace and contempt, Santrupti. Friend returned to Gwalior, handed over the consecrated rupee to Hate and told him all that happened at Shirdi. This time Hate was much pleased and realized that Baba always encouraged good thoughts, and as he wished internally, Baba fulfilled the same accordingly. Now, now let the listeners hear a different story. A gentleman named Narvekar loved Baba very much. He once bought a rupee one side upwards OBVERS ప్రతిమూర్తి అయిన నకలు of it were engraved చెక్కిన the figures of Ram, Lakshman and Sita, and on the other reverse side she engraved the figure of Maruti with folded hands. He offered it to Baba with a hope that he should consecrate it with touch and return to him with Udi, but Baba immediately pocketed it. Then Shyama spoke to Baba regarding Vaman Rao intention and requested him return it. Then Baba spoke in the presence of Vaman Rao, why should it return to him? We should keep it in ourselves. If he gives 25 rupees for it, he will be returned. Then for the sake of that rupee, Vaman Rao collected 25 rupees and placed them before Baba. Then Baba said the value of the rupee was far exceeds 25 rupees. Shama, take this rupee and let us have it in our store. Keep this in your shrine and worship it. No one had the courage to ask Baba why he followed this peculiar action. He only knows what is best and most suitable to each and all. Bo to Sri Sai, peace to be all. Srinivasa Vijayate.